Well, you got two choices. You're looking at something one way, and it's at least two ways to look at it. If you get into a fight and you only know how to box, you're going to lose a lot of fights. If you get into a fight and you don't know how to box, you're going to lose a lot of fights. Ironic? Maybe. But more than likely, you misunderstood the idea that one thing can account for your wins and your losses. It depends on how you use that tool. It's what I'm learning. It's what I heard. Is there something in your life that you look at one way, but then you might have a dream, or you might catch a buzz, and then you're able to look at that same thing that you might count as a fortune or a misfortune. You're able to look at that same thing another way? Is there? Like, two sides to the same. Well, when the foot's on the other side of the shoe, when the shoe's on the other foot, the nickel's on the other side of the penny, other side of the coin. I don't know the different cliches behind this, but one way that I'm looking at things differently in this very moment is that this is going to be the first show that I've done without water near me. Why am I doing that? I don't know. But I'm going to look at that as, you know what, it's getting my endurance up, man. But I like to be a little dewy on this joint. I like to have my humidity up within. But man, I'm just raw dogging it with y'all today. No pun intended. You'll see what we're getting at. Yils nu silzi wizard is I'm gizetting at Tidizze on Cesare for my language. That's pig Latin for y'all who don't know what I'm talking about. Shout out to pig Latin. I don't know where pig Latin originated, and I don't know why it's called pig, but I was out the fizz nuck. It's a biz now. You know, that's from back in the day, late 70s, early 80s type pig Latin. And if you really look at Latin is the base of several languages that we use. And it gives you different ways to look at the wizard you might tizalk about something. You know? And so somebody can be right in front of you giving you a message, and you will not understand what they're saying because they disguise it in pig Latin. You know? So therefore, I'm going to look at two sides of a story today because it might be fortune in the humiliation. It might be a come up in what I'm about to discuss today. And a lot of people who may not see it, maybe I might bring you to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. We'll see. But anyway, I would love for y'all to give yourselves a round of applause for joining me right here today on episode 61 of Sorry for My Language. Yeah. Yeah, getting groovy, right? All right. So here we are, episode 61 of Sorry for My Language. Damn. Don't you just love it? Sorry for My Language, for those of you all who have stopped by here for the first time, I'm Grindstone. And Sorry for My Language is the show about my lifestyle. Well, not my lifestyle, but my lifestyle philosophy about the culture and about music. Simple and plain. Lifestyle philosophy, culture, and music. And within the I would say within the trappings of that, that's the wrong word, but just within lifestyle, philosophy, culture, and music, it gives me the freedom to talk about all types of stuff. And before we dive deep into what I came here to talk about today, let's talk about the music side of things. First of all, I'm really excited, and you all are going to really love it. I just sent the album to the engineer. I have an album called Does the Past Still Exist? This album is probably my best work. Now, you all are going to have to be the ones to judge it, but it's an album. It'll be released before September 1st. That's all I could give you. But it'll be on all the streaming platforms that rob us all. Spotify's, whatever. Shit, I should put it on Shopify first before I let Spotify and Apple Music and Deezer and Tidal and all them get to raping. But regardless, this is really, I'm inserting some beautiful, this shit is raw, you know? And before we get to the rawness of what I'm doing, I just want to give a round of applause to all the rappers and producers who decided that 2025 was a year to be like, motherfucker, I still got it. I'm going to come out with my shit, you know? Oakland, California, that's where I'm from. Just because you got 4 or 5 centuries under your belt don't mean you still ain't live, you know? That ain't what that means. What it means is a brand new motherfucking day. What it means is, regardless of where you are in your journey, you could pop back up if that's really what you're supposed to be about. And I would lie to you if I was a liar trying to make a good story. I would lie to you and tell you that what I'm doing is something that's I'm trying to inspire y'all, but I'm really not. I'm really doing this shit because it's something that I love doing. You know, I love making dope ass music because I love to listen to music. And, you know, for a quick little album review, a lot of y'all might have seen Dame Dash. And Dame Dash has been doing the oddest press run in the world. And and there's 2 ways to look at it, right? So he loses all his teeth on camera. Dame Dash, former CEO of Rockefeller Records. So he's on camera, all his teeth fall out, right? This was like either earlier this year or late last year. I can't remember the date. I don't follow it like that. And then it's ironic because he's the main one talking to everybody about how broke they are, how lame they are, how ridiculous they are for failing. And he's the man. He came from Harlem and made something of himself. And then he's on camera talking all this shit and all his teeth fall out. Then you switch to he's, you know, talking all this money talk. I'm never broke because I got assets and whatever the fuck he's saying. Trying to school people, but is the most derogatory shit of all time. And then he gets hit with a lawsuit where they pretty much seize all his damn assets. So whatever it was that Dame Dash had, he don't have that shit no more. And so we've just been watching a clown show. However, I cannot lie. I cannot tell a lie. He be like, shit, when the camera's on him, he'll push his product. And so he has this new album out. It's a rock album. And so shit, one thing I do, I'm a listen. I am a listener. I appreciate listeners and I'm one of them. I'm gonna listen to the music. So he has a rock album called 365. Y'all go listen for your own critique of it. It's him, it's Freeway, and a band, and I don't know nobody in the band. And I'm going to do the good, bad, good sandwich. So first of all, shout out to everybody who's doing something. Y'all are doing way more for the people than people who are doing nothing, right? And it takes something to get off your hind parts and actually do something. I'm not talking about start something. I'm not talking about halfway get through something and they have an excuse. I'm talking about it takes something to, it takes us something to start and bring something to completion. So he completed this album. The album is out. It's called 365. And he was saying it was a rock album, right? So I come from the era, like when it came to my rock music listening, like Audio Slave, Rage Against the Machine, who's basically like the OG Audio Slave. You know, I just like motherfuckers who get down. You know, I could say Pink Floyd, but I don't put them in that same category where they be like fucking it up like that. They got more of that Led Zeppelin rhythm type shit. I like Led Zeppelin too, you know. But I listened to that shit, man, and that shit is garbage. But he had, oh, and I said I was gonna do the good, bad, good sandwich. But he does have two dope songs on there that's really kind of like one song. And it's the, damn, I can't think of it right now, but it's a remake of one of, it might be a Rock the Mic. And I'm freeway in the spot and I'm rock the mic like this, like this. So inside, but then I know the rock the mic. I can't remember, but I think it's Rock the Mic. But it sounds dope though in the rock version. But all the original rock songs on that joint, yo. So he did his press run, and that album that he's promoting, that shit is not like that. It is some fuck it, it's boo boo. But at the same time, he actually did a thing, right? So I encourage all y'all to go listen to his music. There's the bottom bun of the good, bad, good sandwich. I encourage y'all to go listen to it because you might really, you know, get inspired to get off your ass, start and finish something. So I hope to contribute. I hope you contribute to the collective, and I hope to be somebody to inspire you to do such. Oh yeah, this thing here, this is my Rubik's Cube, man. This is my little this is kind of my glitch. It helps me think and communicate, you know. Kids be having teddy bears and shit. Some motherfuckers smoke Black and Milds. Some of y'all twirl your hair. Fuck with your dreads. I do the Rubik's Cube, my nigga. So, and for whatever reason, man, this shit is in some type of arrangement that I'm finding a lot of trouble. But trouble ain't shit. That's another thing the Rubik's Cube teach me. It's like, it might be difficult now, but keep fucking with it. It's not going to be that difficult. You're going to knock it out the park, you know? So let me see. What else we got going on, man? Yes. I have no more anecdotes, so I'm just going to get to what I'm here to talk about. And what I'm here to talk about today is the WNBA. The WN, well, I don't even know how to do N. NBA. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the only reason I watch the WNBA. I love how she gets at that point guard position, floor general, and fuck it, I like that shit. But it's some ballers in the league, though. I cannot front. It's some ballers in the league. I'm not personally counting Angel Reese as one of them, but fuck it, man. Shout out to her. Hopefully she get her money and learn how to dribble or shoot or pass. You know, shit. Go for it, girl. But anyway, the WNBA has had a recent problem, and I would really like to know from the women how you feel about this. So the recent problem, the past 2 weeks or so in the WNBA, fans in the stands have been throwing dildos on the floor. Yep. Dildos from the stands to the floor. Like that's the new shit. And from what I understand, dildos ain't cheap. I don't know. Somebody hit me with that info. They have been throwing Hold up, let me get you together. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh man, here we go. I be bullshitting with these special effects on the mic. But yeah, so fans been throwing sex toys on the floor, man. And when you see something like that, like ladies, how does that make you feel? Like what kind of statement do you think is being given if you're playing your game and then a sex toy comes and lands on the floor? I mean, what do you think the thrower of the sex toy is doing? Do you think that person is giving you a gift? Do you think that person is trying to insult you? Or do you think that person is throwing a celebratory sex toy on the floor that they think you may enjoy, and it's like a rose to a matador in a bullfight? Or better yet, I mean, personally, and this is why I'd like to hear from the women in the comments, whatever. If you're personally, this is what I think about people throwing dildos on the floor, on the court from the stands. I think, and this is only what I think, I don't even know who's throwing it, but I think that once you launch a colorful dildo onto the floor where somebody is at work playing their game, their sport, doing their professional isms, I think that you're being disrespectful. Regardless of how you mean it, I think even if you mean it like, I like dildos and you do too, I'm fling one, Wait, hold on. Let me get this together. Let me do something for y'all. Even if somebody says, I like dildos and you do too, and they throw you one on the floor, I can't really take that as if I'm a WNBA player, I can't really take that as a compliment. But that's just me, right? And I can't speak for how women feel. I think that you're trying to not only break up my game with your input, right? I think you're for some reason, I think that you are trying to remove my athleticism, my hard work away from the place in which I'm doing it, and you're trying to turn me into a fuck baby, right? Grab your ankles, bitch. That's just what I think. I mean, the other night, Sophie Cunningham, I think that's her name. She plays on the same team as Caitlin for the Indiana Fever. She was actually hit with one. Now, it's not like she got hit hella hard, but it's the fact that she's at work and she's getting hit with a foreign object. I think that shit is off the damn, that's out of control. At that point, we've lost control of our, we've lost control of our damn fans in the stands. And shit is off the chain, and somebody need to get banned from the stadium for life. But what is really being said by the throwing of the dildo? Is it meant to be derogatory? That's number one. Is a man throwing it? That's number two. Is that somebody's stance against woman-on-woman sexual harassment in the WNBA? It's so many things to consider that I think we have to strike out our visceral reaction before we have answers to some of these questions, right? And I guess we would have to know, in order to do that, we'd have to know the assailants of the crime or the perpetrators of the crime, even if it's a crime. So it was kind of startling to me, but I think as people be throwing these sex toys on the floor, I'm thinking like, okay, let's be honest, let's be practical. A large percentage of the women in the stands and on the teams more than likely own sex toys. Similar sex toys to the ones being thrown on the floor, right? Which means that they have a certain affinity to sex toys. So it's not like they're throwing something on the floor they don't like and they're not familiar with, but they're throwing something that they don't on the floor that they don't share with the general public, right? About their personal life. So within that, I was like, okay, what's the equivalent of a dildo to a woman that would be like something that a man likes and you would throw it on the floor to try to like show sameness amongst men. Like, all y'all are like this, and you would throw that on the floor. Like, what would you throw? Like a box of pizza? Maybe like an empty pizza box or some shit. Or maybe even a box with a pizza in it. Or maybe like what's some shit? What is something that men use? You know what? I'll tell you what, it'll be like this. Like if a black team was playing at a white arena, like if they were black and this place was decidedly white, and they were throwing shea butter on the court. Little travel size packs of shea butter. Hey, I don't know if you supporting me or if you hating on me. I don't even know how to take it. Like, shit, I kind of fucks with the shea butter. I'm not going to pick it up and use your shea butter because I don't know if the container has been sealed or unsealed. It might have some cyanide in it or some arsenic in it or something. I don't know. But I think that throwing a dildo on the ground at a WNBA game would be the equivalent of white people throwing shea butter at black players. Now, here we are at the two sides of the story, right? If you only know how to box and you get in a fight, you're going to lose a lot of fights. If you don't know how to box and you get in a fight, you're going to lose a lot of fights. Damn. So how am I supposed to see this? Well, young grasshopper, young Padawan, the way that you really look at this is like, well, I have to get off of the high horse of my ego, first of all, and I have to find the sunlight in this. Now, I had an episode, I can't remember what episode it was, but there was an episode of Sorry for My Language, which, by the way, is sponsored by Grindstone Universal. Dig my shirt. Go to grindstoneuniversal.com for the freshest in fashion. Grindstone Universal is the epitome of urban luxury. It's where progress is made and truth is revealed, where you get some really fly shit, right? So, back to the lecture at hand. There's two ways to look at everything that you dealt. Now, because you can't truly offend me by throwing dildos at me while I'm on a field or nothing. I mean, like, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say. I think you're the crazy one if you do that. But say if you do that and then somebody takes offense. Well, WNBA, I'll tell you what, these women, they have secret pleasures. And like I said, in one of my earlier Sorry for My Language episodes, one of the things I was talking about is who taught you about sex, right? Like, who taught you how to fuck? And I always say that if you don't talk to these sensitive subjects with the people who you care about and who you really want to know about the world, They're going to learn from someone else. So if you're at a WNBA game and you're with your son or your daughter or whatever, and I don't know, or even with your little sister, and then you haven't talked to them about sex and even say self-pleasure, right? Let's keep it women because we're talking about women, self-pleasure. You're going to have to answer the question that night because you didn't answer the question earlier. So now, like, who's the person who's going to teach your kid about sex? It's going to be the general public. And the general public is going to have a turn, right? So, hey, mommy, what is that she just threw on the court? What is that? Well, that lady, whoever threw that in the crowd, they're a very bad, disruptive person, and they're da-da-da. Yeah, ma, what is that? Okay, then summer school rolls around, right? You got to go to work, but the kid is old enough to stay at home. Hey, the kid might be looking for the remote control. Then they come across, yo, dildo, mama. Dear mama. Dear mama. How many of you all have had your child or little sister or even parent or somebody find your sex toy? Ladies, this is for you. And you never told them anything about self-pleasure. Now, yeah, there's a certain age where this conversation becomes appropriate, where it's age appropriate. But a lot of y'all just let your kids coast up through their 20s and just be some people who don't know how to please or keep a partner, and they don't know shit even about pleasing themselves. Now, how you do that with the straight conscience, I understand. But at the same time, you got to know you got a goofy product out there who has this ego, but they don't have amigo. You know? You ain't taught them about self. You ain't even taught them how to maintain themselves in a certain way. And meanwhile, this ladybug over here is whistling while she works. And then this person over here who has never been taught how to please themselves is fucking stressed out. They're scared of the world and they don't know shit. And they're looking at everybody like they're bad because they have these fucking toys. Well, how you gonna teach your kid? What you gonna do? So this is my solution. I'm gonna say an early pause. I thought long and hard about this. Pause. WNBA. Y'all ain't relevant. Nobody comes to your damn games, right? I feel like I fucks with Caitlin Clark, but ain't nobody watching that shit. Am I right? Nobody's watching the WNBA like that. So here you go. Here's your turn to turn shit into sugar, baby. Why don't you, as the WNBA, figure this shit out? I swear, the more I do this shit, the more it gets confused. Why don't y'all figure this shit out and say, hey, you know what? This is our teachable moment because we're really trying to attract more females to the sport of basketball to show them that what we're doing, it's not just a sport, but it's an achievement lifestyle. And, you have to work hard and be diligent to be a successful player. And so we want to really connect with the young ladies out there, but we've been unsuccessful. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this bad press and we're going to turn it into a moment of connection. This is how you turn shit into sugar. Fucking frames keep bumping the mic. Like, what the fuck? Listen, ain't no ladies getting rid of their sex toys. It's not happening. The sex toy industry is not going out of business no time soon. Self-pleasure is not going out of style no time soon. Matter of fact, it might be ramping up since every dude is gay. You know what I'm saying? Either gay or taken, right? So the women find themselves more alone. And, and when I say gay, don't take that as me as saying like that's just me giving an observation. It's not, that statement in itself isn't homophobia. Because to be honest, I got broaphobia. When somebody's too like, yeah, bro, I'm tough, I'm this, I'm that. Man, stay back. I don't really like you. I don't really like it. So that's the new word of the day. Broaphobia. Hold that. So what the WNBA should do, they should take this as a teachable moment to connect with their desired audience. Hey, WNBA, somebody forward this to WNBA. Check this out. Every night, not every night, but on your desired nights, like y'all be having t-shirt night, hat night, whatever, there should be a night, and every team should do this. I don't give a fuck. Do like 3 games a year. Give away 100 take a survey of like what's the best 3 sex toys, and give away 100 sex toys at a few selected games on the schedule, and be like, look, based on your seat or your ticket thing, you get the adult prize. And I don't know what they are. I've heard of the Rose. I've heard of the Jackrabbit, but it's only because, ear be in the wind. I don't know what women get off on, but whatever it is that you really, really like, yeah, petition to get that joint in the gift bag, and that's the adult toy. They're giving away 100 at these selected games based on your ticket purchase, based on your ticket number. So it's almost like a little lottery, little jack-off lottery, And the WNBA can back this with the message of, we'll get you right tonight. What'd I say?
We'll get you right tonight.
Yes, sir. This is a message brought to you by the WNBA in connect with Jackrabbit Rose. We'll get you right tonight. Forwarding women's self-awareness and self-pleasure. Why wouldn't you do that? Everybody else is just throwing these people out to pasture. Women be lonely. People be hiding. You know what I'm saying? Who's really embracing their sexuality? Would you just gonna tuck that in your briefcase, tuck that in your pantsuit, and go to work without considering yourself? Come on. Men are advertising, get your dick hard pills, vigorous testosterone enhancing supplements, get your muscles together so you attract a sexy little young joint. Like, men outwardly advertise all that shit. So why would a woman not be willing to click up or get on the same page with a league or a corporation who's promoting something that you already fucking do? We'll get you right tonight. Look, I just think it's an easy win. No pun intended. I think that's a free throw. So rather than cracking down like squares and being like, no more dildos on the court, you can say, hey, look, you don't have to throw the dildos on the court. We have specified nights where everybody gets a rubber ducky. Right? Rubber ducky for you. Rubber ducky for you. Rubber ducky for you. Man, that's turning into cash all damn day. And then everybody like, that's just sexualizing women. Yeah, it is. Yeah. But none of this shit sells without sex. The NBA don't even sell without like trying to be sexy and like signaling I'm the most fit, powerful character. Like, you remember LeBron came in the league and they had him holding the white lady up like he was King Kong on the cover of the magazine. Like, all this shit sells through primal interest. So don't get that fucked up. All right. We don't really care who outscores who. I mean, look at it. Like, Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller's sister, when she played at USC, she had a game where she scored like 100. Didn't nobody pay attention to that shit. It was an outstanding athletic accomplishment, but the women don't follow that. The crowd that you're trying to sell tickets to, they don't follow the athletic achievement. No. In a game of sales, sell them the game. And then after you sell them the game, through whatever means they find it, it could be the sex toy, it could be like the sexual health education, it could be the self-awareness, self-pleasuring of it all. Then they'll start watching how the ball bounces and who shoots what and who passes to who. Then they might get into why Caitlin Clark is so nice, or why Asia Wilson got that nice mid-range game, or even what a mid-range game is. Maybe then people will be like, oh, you know what? I want to know more about this game that these people play. But if it's just about what happens on the court, women ain't going to support that. Ladies, when was the last time you watched the whole fucking WNBA game? Be honest. God is watching. I'll wait.
Oakland, California, that's where I'm from.
Waited long enough. I know you haven't watched it. I know you haven't been to a game. Like, I know you don't know 10 players' names in the whole damn league, right? So why not allow this to be a teachable moment that brings about something that is rather natural and something that supports you having more than just a cook dinner, be a mom role in the world. You could also be a human. I mean, men, it's this shit called Blue Chews, and men pop the pill, they dick get hard. They might have a heart attack or kidney failure after they do that shit, but they advertise this everywhere, right? Come on, ladies, get in on the damn action. Who you think the men are popping the Blue Chews for? So then, ladies, you all need to be like, I'm cool. I got the cervical spinner cracking. I got it at the game. Look, when it comes to mass media advertisement, you got to advocate for yourself. So I personally don't see anything wrong with understanding the imminent nature of the game that you're playing. And the game that you're playing is a sexual one. But it's more than sexual, actually, because as I said, I'm still working it out. It's more than sexual. It's human, right? I can't just say pleasuring yourself or get to the point of orgasm is strictly sexual. It's a part of basic humanity that's involved in that. You know, I mean, your little brother or your little cousin, that boy is taking long showers, right? What you think is happening in the shower, man? He is polluting the waterway system on the floor of that shower with sperm. He's learning himself in the damn bathroom, whether you like it or not. But guess what? Y'all don't talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to talk to your 16-year-old about an orgasm? Is it going to be the dude with the leather jacket on? I mean, like, you know, how is she going to learn about that? Fuck it, she just got to go in the wilderness and learn. Because if you're not going to talk about it, why wouldn't you support the NBA and doing the WNBA and doing this? I just think it's a dope ass opportunity. We'll get you right tonight. It sounds all safe. We'll get you right tonight. Almost sound like Uber. You know, like if you've been drinking too much, we'll get you right tonight. Like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Because I was confused. I was in the woods. I was walking in the rain, you know? So it's just a thought, man. Sports is wild. I think America has abandoned every single tiny fraction of moral fabric. But I really think that the morality cartridge has been emptied long ago in America. So the fact that now it's finally reaching something where dildos are being thrown on the floor, I'd rather dildos than bullets, you know? Or, I don't know, something that leads to nothing. I'd rather have it be something that has a real functional part in teaching people about necessary shit that people are actually fucking with than just having it be something that's just totally disruptive. You know, like letting some, like a bag of cockroaches go or letting some rats run around. You know, just something crazy. I don't know. And I think the WNBA and the women of the league really need to catch this tiger by its toe, flip it around, and turn it into wild ass profit and instrumental teaching that's being lost. Because a lot of these girls, let's face it, let's take it to a real level. Hold up. A lot of these girls walking around with the too much lip gloss, cell phone with the cracked screen, thinking they cute, all that shit. A lot of them walking around with STDs. A lot of them walking around not knowing nothing about what's cracking below their waist, right? But they're using it, but they don't know about it. So why not use these moments as something teachable? The doorway has been created by something rather disruptive. But now that door is open and it's probably not going to close, that Pandora's box is open, use this for a teachable fucking moment. Put a whole initiative behind this shit. Get money behind this shit. Sex toy people, team up with the WNBA. WNBA, team up with the sex toy people. Sex consciousness, I guess like Dr. Ruth of the world. Team up with them shits and make it like a whole thing where, hey, if you need to learn something, because you know they've done fuck with Planned Parenthood, so where do people going to learn? Come on. Let's get the goofiness out the air, and let's get the young people and the people who aren't so young but just never really learned shit, who always thought shit was so taboo that they had to feel bad about something or be quiet about their sexual urges and all that shit. Man, educate them so they got handles on that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Is dildos on the floor at your local NBA game, WNBA game? I mean, shit. I don't think fans should be throwing nothing on the floor. You know, I would really be fucked up. At worst, somebody could roll their ankle. You know, it could be a dildo on the floor. They, oh shit, trip over it, they get an injury. But when it comes to throwing shit at fans, the malice in the palace started because a fan threw a beer on a basketball player, Ron Artest. Now that fan got whooped, but that was just a lesson. Hey, we can't be throwing shit on the ground. But that did not stop the NBA from selling beer, right? I remember, at certain football games, they be throwing snowball, like in cold environments, they throw snowballs at the players. You know, people be throwing shit at players. So throwing something at a player is not it's not like, you can't put it in the misogynistic box. Fans look at athletes as gladiators, or I paid so much that you need to give me whatever the fuck I'm here for. You need to do what you need to just perform regardless of how I act. People act like this at the zoo too. That's why every now and then you see a lion pulling somebody's finger off who done reach in the cage. It happens. But regardless of whatever goes down, I think between people throwing stuff on the field, matter of fact, perfect example. When Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, used to play for the Seattle Seahawks, when he would score a touchdown, get in the end zone, people used to throw Skittles at him. They would shower his ass with Skittles because he said he liked Skittles, right? Well, you know what he did with that? The motherfucker got a Skittles endorsement. That's what I'm saying. That is equivalent. Women, if you're getting a fucking dildo thrown at you, get some fucking sex toy, sex program, self-awareness money out of that. Because you know it's a desperate need for it. And you know you laying back playing with your parts. So this isn't like out of your interest. So, you know, we just have to look at this shit differently, man. That's my 2 cents. I can stand behind that. And like I said, this is my lifestyle, philosophy, culture, and music show. It's called Sorry for My Language. So if I offended some of you, I don't really care. I mean, I care because I don't want to hurt, I don't want to crush the snowflakes, but for real, everybody has their chances to say what they want to say and be how they want to be. But I just see a wide open marketing pitch right here. And this is divine download that I'm just bouncing straight to you so you could get the game on how you could turn dildos on the flow to money on the flow. It's a free throw. But anyway, I appreciate you for joining me. There's 2 ways to look at each peak, each pillar. So don't get stuck on your one way if you ain't looked at it other ways. IJS. I'm Grindstone. This is Sorry for My Language. Go to grindstoneuniversal.com. Peace.